first-generation immigrants in the room. Anybody here?
Hi, Rob. It's Linda Norman. How are you?
Hey, Linda. I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm good.
Back from vacation?
Yeah, been traveling a little bit.
I've seen it on Facebook a bit.
Yeah, went to Michigan and Nebraska and kind of tooled around on the way back.
Nice. All the warm places.
No, not really. I was ready to get home, but actually their weather hasn't been that bad for this time of year.
That's great.
Yeah, it was a fun trip. I've got to get back to real estating now. I've got to buckle down.
Yeah.
Let's bust out this last month.
All right. Welcome, everyone. Thank you for joining in today. We are doing it's a referral. It's like a referral program. Brian Buffini, Colleen's been working with them, so I'm going to give her, she's going to introduce kind of what he's all about in a second. Then we're going to watch some clips and kind of get some reactions and information from there. So Colleen, why don't you take it away? And
so
we'll get to the last video.
You've seen a few things about Brian Buffini recently. I absolutely adore him. I just think he's so much knowledge about the real estate industry. And he says it, and he's a great coach and mentor, and he explains it in such a way that's it's both simplified but also common sense, and it really does it comes to fruition, as Rob always says. So I definitely believe in him. He's actually just partnered up with Exit because he's all about just focusing on you in your growth and overall areas of your life, and ultimately how can you maximize your real estate industry to make it kind of so you can have a play life and so you can have a family life. So he's all about trying to maximizing your 8 hours a day of work in the real estate industry so you can spend other times doing what you really want to do. And so we have a few clips about him, about how he explains kind of prospecting and Popeyes and whatnot. And there is going to be a course that I'm introducing to all of our agents. And I'll let you know about the pricing afterwards, but I know there's a deal going on, but it really will take your business and kind of set up systems and platforms to take it and ultimately grow you instrumentally. Rob and I are huge into paying for coaches because it really does. It takes you so fast to where you want to be and gets you more business in a shorter amount of time. And I think Brian Buffini, he's definitely someone I think most people will enjoy. So that's the little excerpt of Brian Buffini. Rob has a few clips to show you, and we'll open it up for questions at the end.
All right, we'll start with this one. This is one of the trainings from Brian Buffini, and that so kind of what the course is all about. Gives you some good thought-provoking questions, and then we'll actually listen to a clip from Buffini himself that will also give you some cool ideas about prospecting. Can everyone see my screen right now?
Yeah.
Okay. It's more of audio than it is you need visual, so as long as you can hear it. All right.
What I want to do is start with the main thing, our purpose for our time together today. So I have a few questions to ask you to get us clear on where we're going as we move forward. So the first, what is the purpose of a real estate agent? What is the purpose of that agent? Now, I know you may be thinking a million things right now because you're like, oh my gosh, I deal with so many of them throughout the day. They're in a million different directions. But the main purpose of real estate agents everywhere is to sell homes. And obviously, the more homes they sell, the better they do, the better our office does, and the better the economy does. But I'm going to keep going with this, so track with me here. The next question, what's the purpose of the real estate office? Is it just to be the referee sometimes? Is it that, I know you're all over the place changing the toilet paper roll and fixing the technology and all that stuff, but the purpose of our offices is to create an environment for agents to sell homes. A great environment that helps them to be productive and on purpose and get out there and accomplish their mission. And I'm going to take it one more step further. What's the purpose of a real estate broker or manager? Now, I know you already know the fill-in here. We are here to help agents sell more homes. And I know you're sitting there with me right now and you're like, of course, Jamie. Of course, this is common sense. Of course. But it's always good to see how we're doing with that. And numbers are the anchor to reality. So let's take a look at the average sales income of real estate agents over the last several years. It hasn't been that great. And in fact, in 2017, which are the latest numbers we have right now, the average real estate agent earned $29,440. Gross. It is gross. I know you're thinking so. 2018 numbers are almost here. We're expecting it to go a little bit lower, if you can imagine that, to 27,000 average. This is crazy, and this is why we created these training programs that you're becoming certified in today. And here's the great news. Everything we do is completely orchestrated around what we've learned in coaching and training thousands of people all over North America. And I want to share their average with you right now. They are way above that $29,000 or $27,000 average. Our one-to-one members that are coached earn an average of $358,000. I would think you'd say that's a better number, right? That's a way better number. So this, again, is why Brian Buffini is up at night, because he's trying to save and help and assist the real estate industry. And that's why the Pathway to Mastery Essentials course is here for all of you. We want to up that average. I know you want to up that average, and that's why you've shown up with us today. So let's dive right in. What is the Pathway to Mastery Essentials course? I want to get you excited about this opportunity. I want to get you excited to scream it to your people that you've dedicated yourself, you've dedicated resources, time, energy, money to become a mentor for this great program. So you'll bust out of your office and say, hey guys, this is our class, it's coming up and I can't wait to share it with you. The Pathway to Mastery Essentials program is a comprehensive turnkey activity-based training program. We got everything in here for you and your students to really get the skills necessary and the relationship building skills necessary and habits in line. So what does it teach? Let's take a look. Number one, it teaches what all of our wonderfully free-spirited agents need to learn, which are systems that work in today's marketplace to serve our clients to the deepest level and to create a great business. So we focus on systems. Next, we focus in on service. And not just any type of service, exceptional service. How can we stand out from our competition right now? That is the question everybody wants to answer. We can do it. Exceptional service. And along the way, the third piece the Essentials course teaches are the skills necessary to perform at the highest level that our industry allows. So it's very exciting. And when we put systems, service, and skills together, and we bring them through this journey in the Essentials program, it's going to result in a lot of great things for your students. A vibrant database of relationships. That's what we're really honing in on in the Essentials program. It's going to result in the strong foundation of a work and buy referral business that isn't just month to month, but it builds each month on the next and year over year. It's going to result in more confidence, more professionalism, and the thing we all need by lunchtime today, a steady stream of high quality leads. That sounds pretty awesome, doesn't it? I'm in, and you're in because you're here and you've already paid for it. So let's dive in to how it works. And I'm going to show you the pathway to mastery and how this works all together. So our first session is our introduction to the pathway to mastery. Now you'll be able to show this section at any time, actually, as you go through the pathway. It's a great introduction to what the pathway is all about, because it doesn't just stop at the Essentials program, as Brian is going to share with us throughout Essentials. It continues, as I said, to build on itself. So we go from the introduction, which sets a great foundation and tone, and then we dive into the first two modules, which again, focus in on foundation and focus in on investing in our relationships and continuing on with laying a solid foundation. After we do the introduction module, we dive right into module 1, the law of the harvest, where Brian shares what we sow, we will reap. And the actions that we take today are going to lead us to the promised land in 30, 60, 90 days. And module 2, we build on that with the stacking effect, where he shows us how we do different types of activities at different times to create that compounding effect that we're looking for in our business by investing in our relationships. Now we're going to get to the service piece. In module 3, we're going to give you some amazing, fresh, and relevant content on working with today's buyers. So your agents are going to learn the 5 types of buyers that are in the marketplace, and they're going to learn how to work with each of them. The millennial buyer, does anyone have any questions about that one? The move-up buyer, the relocation buyer, the third-party buyer, and the downsizing buyer. And we don't just talk about those buyers, but we give you scripts and dialogues and systems to use to serve each one in the way that they need to be served. Brilliant stuff. Module 4 continues on that realm, where we're again diving into really how to sell a seller, where we can generate some seller leads, because we all need those yesterday. We're going to learn how to convert those leads into listings. And then we're going to do another piece that really separates us from the competition, which is where we really get down into the nitty-gritty of serving the seller, because it isn't just about putting a sign in the yard. It goes way beyond that. Now we're going to dive into the skills. Module 5, we're going to get into, I believe it's Brian's favorite topic, the 7 essentials of negotiation. And let me tell you, I've never seen anyone more gifted at negotiation than Mr. B, for sure. He's incredible at it. And he just brings them through tips and techniques and ways to move throughout the transaction and just getting into relationship with people and setting the correct expectations to prepare them for the experience ahead. Such good stuff in the negotiation module. And then we do what no other training program has ever done, where we really step people through building their business plan. And this can be very overwhelming for people. They're like, that sounds too big. It sounds like too much. But Brian does what he does so well, and he breaks it down into 3 different modules. So we've got module 6, where he really focuses in on setting the goals and inspiring people from within, setting their own personal goals for their business that will help them move forward. Module 7 is all about the money, baby. We're talking about financial management. Most training programs never touch that subject, by the way. So he is not afraid. He dives right in. He helps them learn how to get checks ahead instead of living month to month. And then module 8, part of the business plan, it's what we all need. How do we manage our time? Where are we investing it now? Why aren't we as productive as we want to be? He answers all the questions for us every step of the way. So those last 3 modules in Essentials really help people build their skills in the goal setting, the financial management, and then where do I invest my time and my energy? So good. I hope.
All right, so that's just a brief overview of what they offer as far as the Buffini program. Oh, sorry.
About.
I was still on my share here. A brief overview of that program that they do. Sorry, I need to get this off the screen. There we go. Technology. So it's a really good program, and it really gives you a lot of great information and great questions to ask. But what it does is it helps you build, as we always talk about, a sustainable business model. What do I mean by that? So if you've ever gone and, chased leads and, made the cold calls and it takes 21 touches, that's all good parts of getting the base down for your business. But how do you sustain a career? How do you build a business of where you can have it all, and you can have the time management piece, you can have the financial security piece? How can you tie it all together? That's what Buffini really teaches. So we're going to pull up a, Colin, do you want to do the chart first, or do you want to do the other clip from actual Buffini?
Pie chart first.
Pie chart first?
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to show you this pie chart. This is out of one of the training modules that shows what an average agent actually spends their time on a daily basis. All right, can you see it? There it is. All right. So this gives you a breakdown of what most agents talk about. And the funny thing is that when you're talking to an agent, and Colleen and I talk to agents, and JT talks to agents every day, pretty much, several times a day. And the common, thread is, I don't have enough time to do that, or do this, or change this, or change that. Well, this chart tells you why they don't have enough time. So, Colleen, if you want to delve deeper into what
So on a typical 8-hour day, this is what the average realtor is doing. 12% of the time, they're surfing the web, unrelated to really anything pertinent to their career. 18% is just responding all willy-nilly to emails on the fly. 19% is admin work. So essentially stuff that can be put off probably to the later of the day. This is spread out throughout the day as it comes on. And like, really, do you really need to do that paper, what should we call it? Whatever, yes. So that contract, if it doesn't have to be, could you push that up till later and do more important things earlier on in the day? Or could you stack all your papers towards the end of the day and do them all at once, as opposed to 90% throughout the day? So that's admin work, paperwork, social media, and 11% is spent on social media. And mind you, these are all just kind of not related to the industry. Like, not like you can go on social media if you have a purpose and it's for prospecting and whatnot and responding, but this 11% only pertains to the social media of like liking someone's cat pictures, or like, checking up with Aunt Helga, but not really talking about what you do. And 37% is errands. It just reminded me of like just police officers, but just doing things during the day when you should be working. You're going to the store, you're doing things that you could push off to later. It's all just a hodgepodge in your 8 hours of work. And the only time that most agents are actually working is 3% of the time during their 8-hour time, and that's talking to clients. That is crazy to me. But I mean, it's all just learning systems and whatnot, but just people seem to forget, just because we don't have to clock in, that you're not working. Like, people forget that your activities should generally be more focused towards the 3%, as opposed to the 37%, and everything else in there. So it's all just kind of breaking down, and really to be truthful to yourself, and see, where do you spend most of your day? Where do you spend most of your time? Do you wake up every day and do you reach out to people from 9 to 11, send cards, whatever? So it's just really, tonight, we ask that you focus and see where you're spending most of your time during a work day.
Right. So this is really about self-auditing. So, and in a good way to do this, and Alicia, I see you have a question. We'll get to that in 1 second. If, do a self-audit of what your day is. So take a week's worth of data and just write down everything you've done, like everything you do, just write it down. Just take a really quick note of it, and you can run this data on your own. I mean, this is all about self-awareness and self examination as far as where your time is really being spent. And if your time is not being spent on productive things that's going to bring you business, then you really should think about, like, if you really are in that 3% of talking to clients and prospecting and trying to get your business grown, well, then your paycheck is going to be in that 29%, or the $29,000 that they're talking about. Whereas if you're in the 50, 60, 70s, $100,000 paychecks, I guarantee you that number's bigger. And that's just the law of large numbers. The more people you talk to, the more sales you're going to get. Alicia, you had a question. You want to unmute?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, hi, how are you? Hi, JT. I don't know you in person, but I think I've seen you on Facebook. I have a question as a new realtor. It's hard for me to handle the phone. Like, I don't know if am I supposed to answer the phone every time people call me, or like I feel irresponsible if I don't, but then some people take your time and it's so hard to manage.
Right. So what I would suggest is, so this is all about also focus. So, I actually was listening to a Buffini podcast yesterday, and it was talked about focus. So what Bill Gates and Warren Buffett, the two, arguably most successful people financially in the world, well, they were both asked one simple question: what is the biggest driver of your success? And both of them wrote down on a piece of paper at the same time, and it both said focus. So what that means is, they're able to get distracted by something and then come right back to their focal point really quick. So distractions happen, things are going to come up, phone calls are going to happen. So what you need to think about for yourself is, okay, if I answer this call, how quickly am I going to be able to get back on track to hit my goal of whatever it is today? So maybe that was 100 phone calls, maybe that was 3 appointments, whatever it is. How quickly can I bounce back from that distraction? And if the answer is you can't quickly bounce back because maybe the phone call is going to take a half an hour and then you have another appointment coming up or something along those lines, then the beautiful invention of voicemail has come about. So let it go to voicemail and just then call that person back at the allotted time when it happens. I mean, and it's that kind of that question of, well, am I going to lose business? Maybe. But if you're going to lose business because you didn't call someone back within 20 minutes, then that probably is the person that you didn't want to work with to begin with.
Well, set the expectation though, and also say, listen, if in the event that I'm don't pick up the phone or get to the phone right away, I will call you back. So I will get back to you. So always just let them know that you're not ignoring them, but you'll just get back to them as early as you can.
Right, and that's what you can put on your voicemail too. Just say, I'll give you a call back within, the next 2 hours or whatever you want to set as an expectation. But it's really the question really is about being able to manage your time and, putting it together in a time management system. So if your time is not, answering phone calls, and that's not, you don't have that ability to kind of pivot at that point, then yeah, you shouldn't be taking phone calls. If your priority that day is to make 100 phone calls and get 3 different appointments or whatever it is, and that's what you want to laser focus on, then you shouldn't be picking up your phone. And put it in your voicemail as, hey, I'll get back to you within the next 2 hours or whenever, whatever your expectation is, go ahead and set that expectation. But some people are able to pick up the phone, have a quick conversation, end the conversation, take care of whatever it needs to be, and then get right back on track. So if you can get back on track, then absolutely, then you can entertain that distraction. But until you kind of teach yourself how to do that, me personally wouldn't pick up that phone call until you're done with whatever you're trying to do, and then try to just, get better at being able to handle the distraction and get you back on track. Does that answer your question?
Yes, I just feel like some people don't respect our career, our job. Like they think that we are just playing around and able to talk to them every time they want to talk. It's so hard sometimes.
And you're absolutely right. And that's because we haven't set proper expectations with our clients. So as soon as you set those expectations, that's when it'll happen. I mean, I can talk from personal experience real quick on, when I worked for my insurance company, Liberty Mutual, when I first started my career in insurance, I had that same thing. I was giving out my phone number because I was, just desperate to get the deals going and to get it done. And there were people who were calling me on Saturday night at 10 o'clock, on Saturday night at 2 a.m. because someone threw a rock through their windshield. And so it wasn't until I set the proper expectations that my clients stopped doing that. So today, where I have no clients for insurance that call me after hours because they know that I'm going to get to them, that next day or during the business hours that we've set as expectations. So, and I have more respect from my clients for that. And we now have a good working relationship that way. So, that's just, you've got to set the expectation with your client that you're available when you're available and that you have a life outside of real estate and that there is not too many emergencies that need to be done, right then. You'll get to their questions and you'll definitely help them out, and you understand that they're anxious about a certain subject, but you will get to them, as soon as possible. So once you set that expectation and you kind of set that going forward, then, you'll be better off. All right. And we could definitely work on that as well with you on things to say and how to set those expectations. But does that make sense?
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to move on. We have one more clip from Brian Buffini himself. This one is on drop buys. So this is something that you can definitely do,
Wait,
or the pop buys, sorry.
there's 2 clips. Sorry.
Yeah, I have one clip. So, so this is on the pop buy, and we'll see that in a second. Let me share the screen.
And for those of you who aren't familiar, Popeyes, it's those past clients, past people you've worked with. Popeyes is like pretty much just coming in, seeing how everything went with the deal, everything's okay, and also just giving them a little gift or something to them to remember by.
And here we go.
Popeyes. How many of you on occasion like to see a person face to face? Okay, look up here. How many of you like to bring a gift to somebody? Can I see your hands? Great. This system is designed for you to bring gifts to people. Bring gifts to people. Pop by and bring them a gift. Now, the way we do it, I'm going to go quick. It's simple things. It's July 4th, which is coming up. Ketchup, mustard, relish. Has a little tag that we provide. Just pop in by to catch up and let you know that I relish your referrals from your realtor who really cuts the mustard. $5 a piece. Popping by, have a trunk full of them, go see your favorite 25 clients. I would take that over a $10,000 advertising budget. How many of you could do that? July 4th is coming, okay? Easter. Americans love colored formaldehyde. These are 17 years old and still fresh. Have your peeps call my peeps. People love it, okay? This is for we have a client that works in a retirement community. When the urge to move hits you, call us. Now, we give you the tags and where to go and what to send. Sometimes people get off the reservation, okay? Now, sometimes they get away with it. Like this is for Thanksgiving, you know, your referrals never suck. Okay, a little edgy, but okay. And then they get off the reservation altogether, okay? Don't hook up with the wrong realtor. Here's the thing, people. No, this is not good. Okay, stay right here, okay? Dun, 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 dun. We give you what? None of this. We want just right here. So you members, you go into your members area, you download the tags. It gives you ideas. It has it by season. It tells you what to send and how to send and the way to send it and the way you go. And you can do your Thin Mints for St. Patrick's Day, scouting for a realtor, all those different things. You can find moving stuff. Here's packing, customized packing tape. Glad I could help you wrap this up. Remember, I'm never too busy for your referrals. It gets your logo on there. You bring boxes and packing tape to the listing appointment. Tons of stuff. We have hundreds and hundreds of those ideas. Simple to do. Print off the tag, go get 10. And listen, go visit your favorites. Go visit your favorite people and do some Popeyes. How many of you think you could do this? Can I see your hands? How many of you think you could send something in the mail once a month? Send something electronically once a month? Make a phone call to everyone in your database once a quarter. That's harder. I'm talking about a sorted and qualified database. How many of you think you could write a couple notes a day? How many of you could do a pop by and bring something really neat to people you really like? How many of you like this idea? Can I see your hands? How many of you have been working our system and you've seen these things produce tons of leads for you? Let me see your hands. It's common sense. It's just not common practice. This system was developed by an Irishman. There is no Irish space program. It's very simple. God created alcohol to stop us taking over the world. It's a very simple thing.
All right. So that was that one. Oops. So yeah, so what did you think of Brian Buffini? What do you think about the Popeye? Is that something you can easily do with your top 25 clients? Because what it's going to do, and what Buffini is all about, what he's all about teaching, and what we're really high on is referrals. So you want to get to that point in your career where you're getting consistent referrals. So doing something corny like that, like the mustard relish and ketchup thing, is a really cool way to kind of just keep on top of mind of your past clients. And it's a gift that, you know, is interesting, unique. It's something they're going to remember because, you know, it's not something that they get every day. So definitely some things that you can think about for sure doing Popeyes. Colleen, do you have anything else to add while I pull up this last clip?
That's, you don't have to pull up the last clip because we're going over time. I'd say, so we challenge you guys to do 5-5-5. So reach out to 5 people in your sphere and pick up the phone, call them, see how they're doing. Just for this next few weeks, just do this 5-5-5 every day. Send out 5 cards. So look through, you can easily just go on Facebook and look and see whose birthday's coming up or whose cat's having a birthday or whatever, someone who might have passed. Like send 5 cards, and also you can either text or email people 5 things that's going on, like maybe just home buyer tips, or that's more for email, but tips about the market and tips about just kind of buying or selling. Send that email to 5 people, and you'll just do that 5-5-5-5, 3 different ways of contacting people, and you'd be surprised. Ultimately, I just did that this morning, and one of my friends, she's moving, and so she actually is working with someone because I just met her a month ago, so I wasn't able to get the listing, but I was able to get the property that she's going to be buying in Michigan. So I reached out to someone in Michigan, and so I was able to get the referral fee. So just the simple act of just picking up the phone, calling, will give me a decent chunk of change for the referral and get her in touch with an agent that's going to help her. So it's just doing those three things a day, I think will really increase your business. And then ultimately, when you do get the referral fee, I mean, you do get that sphere of you can do Popeyes and keep it growing and having them in the back of the mind. So if that makes sense.
Yeah. So Buffini is something, as I said, Colleen's been working on for a few weeks now, really delving into seeing if it's something that we wanted to push out to you guys. You know, he's a really well-known, world-renowned trainer. He just does everything based off of stats and research. So he's a really good source of information, and his systems definitely and his processes definitely work. And he's definitely on the relationship building side of things, which goes right in line with Exit. So if you're interested in that program, reach out to Colleen, and she can definitely hook you up with what that entails, the costs and all that. And she's going to probably be running some training sessions specifically on a Buffini program. There's a lot of Exit offices that have offered it, and it's gone very, very well. So we're getting the feedback and kind of putting it together right now to be able to offer you guys. So we will be offering clips and things like that here and there, either way, and bringing you the knowledge that we're learning. But we definitely recommend, this course. So does anyone have any other questions? There was a question about the handcuffs. Yeah, the point was you shouldn't be doing the handcuffs no matter who you are. So whether it's your personality or boundaries, doesn't make a difference. The handcuffs should never be used as a gift. There are definitely appropriate ones and inappropriate ones, and that was the point of it. So if no one has anything else, I'll stick around for a couple minutes if anyone has any questions. Otherwise, have a great week and go sell something.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Have a blessed day.
You as well.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye.